morning, Crosspoint. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Huchro. And before I begin, I would like to thank Pastor Harv for allowing me to take some of his time to address you all. For those of you who know me, know that I have not always been in this condition that I'm in now. It has been 5 years since the last time I stood here and told my story of what happened. In short, I tore my ACL while teaching a PE class. I had surgery to repair the ACL, and from that, I contracted CRPS, which is complex regional pain syndrome. And this disease has left me disabled. I would like to acknowledge that I've met a fellow member. I hope you don't mind. I didn't ask. That also has this disease. Her name is Denise. It's nice to know someone whom you can share your experience with and know they can fully understand what you are experiencing and dealing with on a daily basis. I thank you for reaching out to me. In 9 more days, it will be 6 years that this disease disrupted my life, as well as the lives of my family. Many whom are here today. I want each of you to know I am forever grateful for all the love, emotional, and physical support you have given me. To my husband, Joe, I love you, and I want you to know I am forever grateful for you being at my side every single day, and with every procedure I have endured to try to rid myself of this. Casey and Natalie, I am blessed to be your mom. I am blessed to have the two of you supporting me and always getting on me when I say negative things about myself. And knowing you've told me countless times you would take my place. I love you too so much. This disease has to do with dealing with chronic pain on a daily basis. And these pains can present themselves in countless forms. Some of these may be like ants biting, hot and cold sensations, bone pains. As my daughter will tell you through med school, that bones don't hurt, but mine do. Hypersensitivity and countless other forms. Dealing with chronic pain can be draining on the mind, body, and soul, as well as debilitating. For anyone who deals with chronic pain and suffering, we often question why our prayers for healing are not being answered. In 2 Corinthians 12, 7 through 9, it speaks about the thorn in Paul's flesh and how he asked the Lord 3 times to take it away. But he, God, said, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. In 2 Corinthians 1, 3 through 7, it speaks of the God of all comfort. It teaches us to learn obedience from what we suffer. And lastly, Matthew 18:20 says, "For where 2 or 3 come together in my name, there I am with them." I am blessed to know that I have more than 2 or 3 gathered. God hears our prayers, but does not mean it is His will or His time for healing. But when you have trouble feeling God's comfort, the spiritual strength can flow from others into our lives. Satan tries to get us to focus on results instead of God's methods. No matter what our sufferings may be, we know that Jesus joins with us in our sufferings, but more encouraging, He also offers us comfort. Proverbs 21:31 states, "The horse is made ready for the day of battle, but victory rests with the Lord." As I spoke earlier about there is power in prayer, I believe that my horse has been prepared for battle using this method. I am blessed to be part of a church that has an incredible and relentless prayer team. I am forever grateful to all of you who have been praying for me and never giving up. Now that I have told you a little about my accident, disease, and scriptures that have spoken to me, there is something else I would like to share. I chose to speak to you all as a group instead of individually, hoping to reach you all at one time. Of all the countless procedures I have tried in the past, I decided to try one more. It took me a while to agree to try this due to fear of having it done, along with the fear of the outcome. In early October of this year, it was a year that I had a spinal stimulator implanted. This procedure turned into quite an ordeal as well. You do a trial, and my trial wasn't the greatest of all experiences, but I went ahead and decided that I would try this procedure. So I went in for the permanent implant, and only to find out 8 weeks later that one of my leads slipped. And I had to decide whether to have it fixed or to leave it as it was. And my thought was, I've already endured this. I need to make it right to see if I was going to get any results. So I went in for a second procedure to have new leads put in and more anchors installed. And thankfully, I didn't have to do it again. So the stimulator requires changing programs and intensities in order to find a program that may work for you. And I know there's someone else in here that also shares in this stimulator with me. I was proactive and changed this for a while, only to no avail until eventually I gave up and let it continually run on one program. Just before reaching the year mark of the second surgery, I thought to myself, I need to get more proactive again with the stimulator, after all I endured having it installed. Also in my mind, it was going to be my last effort before I decided this wasn't the procedure that was going to work for me. One day I decided to change to a different program and began to let the cycle run through. I told no one what I had done. This way, if nothing changed, I and God would be the only ones to know anything. I kept things to myself for quite some time. I had a regular check-in visit with my doctor coming up, and I decided it would be at this time that I would voice to someone what I had done and mentally documented. After leaving that visit, I felt good and some relief finally to have voiced what I had done. It was that evening I shared with Joe what was going on. It was hard not telling him or my family what I had been doing, but in my mind, I didn't want to let them down. After that evening, I made it a point to tell the rest of my family. Finally voicing this information out loud is when I realized how heavy this had been weighing on me. Now that my family knows, I felt this was the right time to share with my church family. After all, you have all been my amazing prayer warriors. After several weeks to maybe a little over a month of changing my stimulator program, I thought I felt something different happening. It's really hard to put into words what I am experiencing, but I know something is different. The pain has not subsided much, maybe a little, but I have noticed it more in the mobility of the knee and leg, almost like it has loosened. I have been so excited with this change. It may seem small to some, but it is huge for me. I have started back to the gym. I'm doing exercise videos in my pool. I am even doing jumping jacks and jogging. Jogging in the shallow end of the pool and simulating a jog in the deep end. Yay, God. For those that know me, I was a runner before this happened. And I truly miss, even though it's not good for you, I truly miss running. So if I can simulate it in the pool, in my mind, I'm running again. Does it hurt? Oh, yes. But I know the hurt is not from me further injuring myself, but it's from the CRPS. I feel my attitude and outlook is in a more positive direction. And I am delving more into God's word and realize this is how he is speaking to me. To my family and best friend. She's truly a best friend. If I say, do you want? Yes. She is also the first to have taken me on an airplane since my injury and wheeled me around Texas. She assures me I'm never the burden, as well as my family assures me I am never the burden. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law. I know you two as well, and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law at home, Sally and Terry. I know you all have always sent countless prayers my way and have never stopped encouraging me. And I thank you for being here. To my family and my best friend, you are my Peter. Pastor Harv knows what I'm talking about. My rock. And for those that may be new and have not had a chance to experience being around Pastor Harv and his wife Edith, they truly are amazing people. And you can even share with them an aha moment or a light bulb moment that you have come across, and they won't look at you like, "Are you kidding me? You did not know that?" Even my husband looked at me and said, "Yes, I knew that." I'm not going to share with that little tidbit because I might embarrass myself even more. I will never be able to repay you all for what you do for me. And I will never fully understand what my condition does to you all. Y'all have a different perspective of this disease than I do. Being a mom, I can't imagine. Because I would not want to see my children endure this. Joy. I know this is not what we planned. We were very active. But I will say now, we are active in new ways. We have reached a new normal. My children, I was always the helicopter mom. Sometimes I still am. But I always vowed to be by my children, whether school, baseball, softball, whatever they chose to do. I would be their Peter. It became difficult. But I tried my very best to show up for them every day. And I hope I never let you down. Brendan and Caroline, thank you so much for coming into our lives, supporting my children, as well as myself, and never once having looked at me differently. Brent and Mickey, thank you for all the encouragement. And Brent, it meant so much to me when you said that you missed me. And I am trying very hard to make it back. And I thank you both so much. Amanda, through the years, our relationship has grown stronger and stronger. Thank you for never doubting me. Thank you for encouraging and letting me know that this disease does not define me. I hope you know I am always there for you as well. I love you all very much. But I am glad you all have each other that you can rely on. Pastor Harv, Edith, wherever she may be in this building, my church family, my prayer warriors, you too are my Peter, my rock. I can never repay you for the countless hours of prayer and strength of faith. Thank you for having that faith when I did not. I am grateful to each one of you, and I know one day God will repay you for all you have done. Again, I thank my family and church family for listening to my story today, and hope you know I love you very much and eternally grateful. In closing, I would like to leave you with this. This was taken from Luke 8:13 and 15. If you have or are burdened with pain and or sickness, be the seed that has fallen on good soil to always reap the greatness of God. Do not be the seed that fell on the rock and lose faith during your time of testing. Thank you.
A church. And if you are a guest here and you've been looking for a church where you can connect with people and feel like family, then you found your church. Dana, we love you, and I know that that was not easy for you, but I applaud you for getting up and continuing to press into your faith. I see God working in your life, and we affirm God's activity in your life, and we continue to stand with you as your church family. Can we just shout, yay, God? 1, 2, 3, yay, God.